Good day, ma'ams and sirs, and welcome to the podcast more grand than a biscuit, more colorful than lipstick, more manly than the current Bruins roster chasing another Stanley. Basically, this podcast is awesome enough to knock your socks off and honest enough to tell you to put them back on because your fucking feet stink. Bringing the airwaves and cloud a little piece of what we think. If you want something less masculine, just ask the namesake what he drinks. Tommy fucking Washington, what's been up, man? How are you?
Oh, I'm good, Pat. That was a lot quicker than I thought.
Tom, can we talk about what you drink at a barbecue, for example?
Truly's, bro.
And what is Truly, Tom?
What is Truly?
Yeah, is it like a wine cooler?
It's a seltzer.
It's okay.
It's a hard seltzer.
What makes it hard? What's like the alcohol in it?
5%. It's like a beer.
No. I mean, like, is it vodka? Is it gin? What is it?
You're asking a guy that has no fucking clue, bro.
Really?
It's not hard alcohol. It's whatever alcohol they put in beer.
Really?
Yeah, I would assume.
No.
It's not like vodka and water.
It actually really drives the nail home on my point. I actually thought you were going to be like, dude, it's fucking vodka and, I don't know, ginger ale.
Hold on, man. Are you hating on my fucking Trulies, bro?
No, I think it's cute that you and Erica share drinks.
Actually, Erica.
Erica said they're too fruity for her?
No, we had friends over. Mason. Mason was over helping with the pool area that I guarantee you is not level. But either way.
Not level because you
it's
guys
not
did
level
a poor job, or because the weather has rained on it for days now?
Not level because Mason did a poor job. I can assure you of that because while we got all the rain, there was a puddle in the middle. Not in the middle. It was on one side, which I can easily fix. It won't be a problem. I know right where it is. I'll be able to spread some dirt there once it's dried out, and we'll be all right to go. But either way, so he was over, and I had a Truly because I was feeling good. Mason had a Truly. He enjoyed it. Erica was drinking Blue Moon, so the only one out of the three of us that was actually drinking real alcohol or a real beer was Erica.
That's
but
funny.
hey, everybody knows this about me. If you know me, I'm not a big drinker as it is.
Right.
I'm not saying that I don't enjoy a beer once in a while. Like I enjoy having a Corona on a nice hot day with a lime. I think it's delicious.
Okay.
What's the problem?
I didn't say anything. Listen, I don't drink alcohol, so who am I to judge?
Anyway, but I'm not a big drinker. I do enjoy alcohol or like a beer every once in a while. But again, I actually had this talk with somebody at work today that I couldn't tell you the last time I even had a buzz, never mind drunk. Like it doesn't happen often.
Right.
And it has not happened in years. Like Eric and I have been together 7 years. Maybe when we first started dating, I was drunk a couple times. Like we used to go to the package store to work and have a few drinks and get a little tipsy. But I'm talking going back 6-7 years since the last time I've been really drunk. Like I didn't get drunk at my wedding. I haven't been drunk at a wedding in a long time. It's just not something I do often.
So obviously you are part of a tandem, right? Like you everywhere you go, you're going to be a duo. Does Erica get drunk at the wedding or the party? Like, can you not because you have to drive?
No, Erica has a couple drinks and she'll get a little tipsy.
Everybody in the club getting tipsy.
She does get a little tipsy. Me, for some reason,
Mason said those Truly punches are pretty tasty.
They are, man. They're fucking good, dude. I don't give a fuck what anybody says.
Okay. So everybody makes fun of the White Claws.
This is the same thing as White Claw.
Okay, so all right.
I don't make fun of them. Dude, the White Claw limes, fucking slamming. For realsies.
I guess.
But the biggest selling point for Mason is the low sugar, low carb.
Truly is a healthy alternative.
Yeah, it's only 100 calories.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure there's 0 carbs in them, 0 sugar.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. I'm not positive. Don't quote me on that.
You know, if I'm ever going to have a drink, which is probably not going to happen, I lean towards like the cinnamon, like the Hot Damn or the Goldschlager or the Fireball is the new one, Tennessee Fire, whatever.
Yeah, they're all good.
I do really, really, really like amaretto.
Yep. I remember when I was in high school, I had a big amaretto kick. It's pretty good.
It's so fucking good.
It is.
It's like sweet and nutty.
Dude.
Don't make it something it's not. Listen, if you're going to make fun of me, remember that you said in high school you had a phase. Before you fired
I didn't
shots.
say anything about fucking nutty and salty or whatever.
I said sweet and nutty. There's a nut to it.
There's a nut to it.
You can taste the nut in your mouth.
Mason says Fireball and Coke Zero is really good.
I'm not
never
sure
tried
that
it.
I can agree with that. You know what? I used to drink Hot Damn and Dr. Pepper.
That makes more sense to me than a Fireball and Coke Zero. I will tell you this, because again, not a big drinker. I go more for taste than getting drunk. Malibu and Coke Zero, phenomenal.
Malibu, I don't give a fuck what anybody says about coconut rum. Coconut rum's that shit, man.
Yeah, that's where it's at.
It's so fucking good.
That's where it's at. So yeah, I forgot where I was going with that.
About the barbecue?
No, but we can talk about the barbecue. On Monday, we had everybody come over.
Pretty successful party. So the things, the parties that your parents used to throw in the same house many, many moons ago were things of legend, right? Tons of people, everybody having a good time, lots of drinking, lots of laughter. I really think that this is your segue into, I mean, there was no glitch. There was nobody raised a voice. Everybody was in control of themselves. I really think that this party sets a precedent that you can continue this tradition for this household of hosting really solid parties. I think it went fucking beautifully.
Yeah, well, see the
And
exception
I didn't stay
is
to help you clean, so it was really, really great.
the exception. Actually, Griff stayed and helped clean up a little bit. Griff was here like 9:00.
He texted me that I should have dropped the burn that I will not repeat, but it was so good.
It's such a good burn. He's like, I don't give a fuck. He could have said it. I was like, all right. It was a good one. Anyway, so see the party that my parents used to have were a lot more of a drinking crowd.
I would say actual party crowd.
Yeah, an actual party. No, listen, Erica can get down with the best of them. She really can. Erica's a partier.
Well, I mean,
don't let her
Erica's
fool you.
literally from that crowd. That's how you met Erica.
True. Me, like, I feel like I got all my partying out when I was younger.
It's nice to have an older sibling. I have 4, so I get it. Like, Tiff, your sister, can introduce you.
Well, like Tiff and I, man, we had this friend in high school. I don't really talk to him much now, but I would still consider us friends. Like, we see each other, we'll say hi and stuff. But we used to every weekend go to his house and hang out in his basement and get hammered. And his dad knew, like, he would go out every weekend and he knew what we were doing. And he did not give a fuck. To the point where, like, one weekend, he was like, all right, guys, I'm going out. Make sure. Oh, Erica's watching in the car. Thanks, Erica.
That seems unsafe.
He's like, all right, guys, I'm going out. No girls coming over. No boys for Tiffany. No drinking. No smoking. No bullshit. He goes, I'm only kidding. You guys have a good time. Because at first we were like, oh, shit. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? But he was awesome. He's actually, Eric and I went over to their house. Yeah. This guy's house after our wedding. That's where we went after our wedding, was to their house to hang out. So Carissa says, hey guys, and oh yeah, I went super hard on the Gatorade and water at the picnic.
Yeah, that's what you get for being pregnant again.
Yeah, there you go.
You asked for this.
Well, Mason asked for it more than
you let the bearded gamer flood your cave.
Listen, we're not allowed to call him a gamer anymore. He doesn't game. Anyway.
Oh, hold on. Before we go too far. Did I tell you what's coming out?
Yeah, Far Cry 6.
Motherfucking Far Cry 6.
I'm telling you, dude, what you need to do is, because you can hook up a controller to the PC. It's already in the man cave pod rooms thing that we got going on.
Yeah.
When it comes out, we put it on the PC for you, and
I can play it on the big TV.
If Mason ever comes back to gaming, the 3 of us can play together. And yes, you will be able to play it on the big TV.
That sounds pretty good. Mason said, don't let the old baby belly fool you. She used to be able to hang with the best of them. And Carissa said, I don't drink anymore anyhow. Yeah, I mean, we have all seen our darker days. I think that's what's good about the crowd that you had here. A
lot of them, let's be real. Well, I don't want to say a lot of them, but some of them definitely are in some sort of recovery. You know what I mean?
That went to that party.
Yeah.
I certainly wouldn't say a lot, man.
No, I wouldn't say a lot, but a small handful.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about this crowd, right? We have fucking Sanchez, who's very, very mellow all the time. We have Moody, who can't come over to do the podcast ever, but shows up to the party.
She's been in my house twice in the last month.
Remarkable, because she's basically a ghost as far as I'm concerned. The young boys, the ones who really should be kicking this party off on a high gear, Chris is there with none other than motherfucking Tim McCaffrey from the Tim McCaffrey Club, where you hate on your wife and get your shit kicked in, as well as Charlotte and Sam. So Chris is not going to be the life of this party because he's there with mom, dad, and sister.
Well, and actually, Chris did one of the most responsible things I've seen Chris ever do, and he was in a company vehicle that weekend
and didn't drink
and did not drink, which I was very proud of him for. Now, did he tell you what happened to him after he left here?
He sure did. It is unfortunate. Did he tell you what happened to him the next day?
Yes, the next morning.
Man. So yeah, Chris got about $400 racked up in tickets in the next 24 hours.
Which I don't understand. So he must have wanted to go out and party. That's the only thing I think of. So he went and dropped the service.
I assure you, it was not a party that he was chasing.
Okay,
it was a cat, if you will.
I gotcha.
Chris was on his way to the fish market to see what he could find.
I understand. So that makes more sense to me. So he went and picked up his nice vehicle and dropped off his company vehicle that he had. And did he tell you how fast he was going?
He did.
Okay, so this kid gets pulled over on, now if you're from Connecticut, you know what Route 8 is, especially if you know us, doing 71 and a 65. Now, the only thing I could think of, I wonder if he was in the part that was 55 and got nabbed there.
No, he was doing faster than 71 and probably got his ticket knocked down to 71. That's
I don't know. He said that he was doing 71. He was very adamant to me that he was doing so, because I said, dude, I blew by, and I set my cruise control on the same thing every single morning.
74.
73.
I've had my cruise control on 74 and traveled Route 8 for 20 years, and I've never been pulled over for speeding on any road ever. And I always had my cruise on 74. On the highway.
I used to set mine at 74, right? But sometimes the cruise control will put you into 75.
Yep.
And I have an app on my phone that's monitoring my driving.
Yep.
And if I hit 75, it says I hit high speed. So I set it at 73 to give me that extra mile an hour leeway.
Okay.
Basically says a fish market that he used to shop at in the past, if my memory serves.
That is true. Let's just say if the side that he was going to have with the fish was beans, Chris was going for some refried beans. He's already had that plate before, if you catch what I'm throwing.
Oh,
Chris went to go bang a chick that he used to bang. Let's just call a spade here.
Is it the girl that...
I don't have a fucking clue who it was. I don't ask for details, Tom.
Un momento, por favor.
Tom has had an epiphany.
You didn't ask for her name?
No, I don't give a fuck what her name was.
Well, I do, because Chris let one get away that I think he shouldn't have, but whatever.
Oh, maybe. Does she live...
across from a farm? That his boy hangs out? Or that his boy in?
In the, I'm going to say, southeastern portion of the state?
Like, down by Danbury?
That would be southwestern.
Oh,
Holy
no.
fuck.
Then no.
Okay.
No. Oh, maybe. Maybe her parents own some property out there, maybe.
Maybe.
Anyways, good for him.
So you've got the entire McCaffrey clan.
Yep.
Which I finally get the chance to meet Charlotte and Sam, which was great.
Sam had some killer summer.
Yeah. Oof. Tim, who we have had on the podcast, talk shit about anyone and everyone, continued that trend, which was absolutely wonderful. He was like this just antagonist at the party, talking shit in every direction.
Pretty much.
And it was wonderful to be standing next to him. Obviously, Erica was there. You were there. I was there. Dave, who's another very calm character, was there. His girlfriend, who I don't think spoke a word until she said goodbye to me. And that's the entire party.
I heard that she was out by the fire talking with the girls.
Oh, okay. I buy that.
Okay.
Griff was there.
Yep.
Griff is always a character. What the fuck? Why is Griff so good at throwing a frisbee? Let's be real.
Griff is surprised. So I don't know if you know this. We used to do what we call backyard games at Griff's house every Wednesday night.
Oh, I bet you did. You and Griff just playing backyard games all the time together, huh? Hey, let me ask you, was that during your high school phase? Was that a reference to that same thing?
I can tell you, I can say this with confidence, Pat. I've never asked to have a penis put in my mouth. Anyway, back to what I was saying. I know that I have a good burn, but I'm not going to say it. Anyway, no, so we used to do backyard games. So like cornhole.
I know what the burn is.
Cornhole, can jam, horseshoes, Polish horseshoes, all that shit. We used to have a rotation of these games that we would play.
Ladder ball? Did you play ladder ball?
Yes, ladder ball was
Nice.
part of them. And we would do 2 at a time, right? We had 8 guys, and you had the same. I think we rotated teams to make it fair. But at the end, whoever won the most won.
Okay,
You know what
sure.
I mean?
Almost like a round robin.
Yeah. So we did that. I don't know if we did it for 1 summer or 2 summers. We should really bring it back on Thursday nights at my house. We would need to put in some horseshoe pits or something, but it was a really good time. So Griff is pretty good at all backyard games.
I guess so. Who else? We had the other one who should have been a young upstart at the party, Mr. Paul Walker and his wife.
It's not his wife, but yeah,
What, you know what I mean.
his girlfriend.
He's so fucking cool all the time that I don't think we could have done anything to make him, excite the party at all.
No, I just said I was really happy they came. He said, because I invited him over the weekend before when I had Moody over for dinner, and I knew that his girlfriend was out doing something for her sister's wedding or something. And it was like 6:30 when I called him on a Saturday, and he's like, "Nah, man, I'm staying home." And I was like, "All right." So he's like, "I'm not gonna let up 2 invitations to your house go." So he came over. I think I did an excellent job on the grill.
Yeah, no, the food was really, really good.
I was a little worried about the chicken.
Well, we've had some bad experiences with raw meat in this household.
Yeah,
Let us not forget the kielbasa, or not the kielbasa,
the sausage that
the
you brought.
bratwurst.
Yes, that you cooked.
Yeah, winky face cooked.
Winky face.
Yeah, it was a fucking good party, man. I was happy.
Well, and I mean, other than it being fucking freezing outside, we didn't get any rain. And the sun towards the end of the day started to come out, so that was nice. It was fucking freezing though, the entire day.
Sanchez's kid is really well behaved and fucking adorable.
I told Sanchez this today that his kid was the life of the party.
Oh, he really was.
He was phenomenal to hang out with, and he said, yeah, he was in a really good mood, and he had such a good time. He wanted to go hang out with Jeff more after the house.
Oh, that's cool.
Old Roland chefing on the grill. So Mason thinks that this is.
He texted me and said, "From now on, when you talk to Tom, call him Roland."
Do you want to know what's funny, Mason? That guy called again today, and as soon I picked up the phone and said Tom, and he said, "Oh, hey, Roland, I shit you not."
Oh, that's amazing.
I told you, fucking tapped.
I've told you, and this has followed me now to the new store. For whatever reason, when I pick up the phone, I say, "Good afternoon, thank you for calling. This is Patrick speaking. How can I help you?" And I always, for some reason, I'm talking 2 or 3 times a week, get, "Hey, Spencer, how are you?" They don't fucking rhyme. Like, I don't know where they're getting Spencer. It's never a different name. It's always fucking Spencer. And I actually had a guy named Spencer call me, and I was like, "Funny story." And I told him, and he was hysterical. Like, it doesn't fucking sound the same.
Spencer's an odd name. You don't hear it that often.
No, I guess they think I'm a unique guy.
You're definitely unique, Pat, to say the least. Pat, do we have anything to talk about tonight?
Yeah, we do. We have, allow me.
I gotta tell you, I don't want to go too far back, but I see this article that you sent me about this, the thing that they... Dude, you want to talk about something?
I just opened up my phone and there's a bunch of nudes of Miss Elizabeth.
Whoa, why are you blocking them?
So, what do you mean, bro?
Well, I wish those were linked up to the stream
I'm
right
not trying to
now.
get my ass kicked.
One of my favorite episodes of How I Met Your Mother is when Barney gets... Oh, yeah, you told me that. When they call him...
Swarly?
Swarly.
Oh, my God. When they call him Swirl Sparkly.
Yeah.
Classic.
But back to what I was saying. I forgot. Oh, how about this other Russian hack job, dude, on the meat packing plant or whatever the hell it is?
Oh my God. I was destroying Don Lindsay today, comparing I was saying his mother is a hacker and she's the one hacking all the meat. I let him have it.
That's pretty crazy, man. It's I'm a little concerned.
Dude, there's so much going on that we can't even fathom. I don't even stress it anymore.
What do you mean you don't stress it?
Because there's nothing I can do to change it.
Did you hear another thing, right? So I work in Southington, right?
Yeah.
Now, for those of you listening that might not know the area, Southington is I would say kind of a ritzy area. It doesn't have like a bad part of it. It's upper middle class.
Yeah, I'm sure there's an area that they refer to as the hood as a joke. Like, like that's the
that's where you slum it.
That's the one income families over there.
Yeah. But I would say upper middle class to upper class people. Random guy driving around shooting at people. Do you hear that?
Bristol as well, Southington and Bristol.
Well, which makes sense. They're right next to each other.
I don't know if it was the same guy. Was it the same guy?
They haven't caught him.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I got an update on my phone about this yesterday, and I'm like, gotta start bringing my gun to work because if somebody shoots at me, guess what? Motherfucker's getting clapped.
And if you shot him in the face, you would be painted as a hero. I mean, nobody's going to be upset about that.
I don't know.
You know what? That might actually depend.
Yeah.
Because for real, if like...
Oh, please say it, not me. Please say it. Please say what I'm thinking.
If you... Man, I'm not going to say what you think I'm going to say. I'm going to avoid that.
But we are thinking the same thing, correct?
It depends. It depends. Like, okay, I don't think to the extent that you're thinking, because I guarantee what you're thinking is race. But race isn't the hot one right this second. I think if you shot an Asian person, they would be like, holy shit, this Asian was going around shooting people. And then Tom shot him because he's anti-Asian. I really do. But it depends on the time, like right now it's Pride Month. If you shot somebody who was transgender, they'd be like, motherfucking gay basher.
Dude, you want to, I saw a bumper sticker today on my way home.
Yep.
And listen, man, I'm all about supporting the things that you want to support, right?
Yeah.
You want to support trans people? Go for it. I'm all about it.
Bumper sticker is a great way to do it.
Gay people? All about it. Whatever it is.
Yeah.
Right? Democrat, Republican, I don't care.
I'm with you.
But this it had all these things. And then the other one was science is real. And I have such a problem with that because, yes, science is real.
Right.
But depending on what side of the aisle you're on when it comes to science, the science is only real when it fits your narrative.
Yeah.
Look at the shit that we're going through right now with Fauci and all that.
We have at least a meme or story directly related to just that. The argument that all of these things that are science based should be followed because science is factual. And then the argument, and I don't know what made this such a hot button topic, this Roe versus Wade decision possibly being overturned. Okay. I get that that's in the news, but it's like, weren't we discussing that a couple months ago? Like, this has been around. And I feel like it just jumped to the forefront again. But they're saying if science is real, then why should we allow people to abort babies? Because science proves that babies are living organisms, so it's murder. And I'm like, I mean, that's a fucking valid point. Like, maybe.
Not only that, like, here's something for you, right?
Yeah.
Part of science is called a hypothesis. Is where you...
I see, it's part of science, yeah.
Yeah. So, hypotheses aren't facts. They're thoughts that people test to see if they can become facts.
Yeah.
That's part of what it is. So, that's what I'm saying. It's only factual or scientific if it fits your narrative. And that's on both sides of the aisle. I
agree. It's on both sides of the aisle. For every single topic, it's on both sides of the aisle. So you just kind of hop back and forth however you see fit.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Dude, I wanted to drive my car through this person's car.
Yeah, again, I don't really know where I stand on the abortion thing. That's a fucking weird subject.
How about this?
Have we discussed where you stand on the abortion thing?
This is a true story. If you want to bring this up, Pat, I will gladly speak about it because everybody knows that I'm comfortable with my views and I don't really care. When I was a youngin' being brought up, I always agree with the fact that here's Mason quoting Tommy down. Bacteria is life on Mars, but a heartbeat is life on Earth. ? That's that's one of his best lines ever.
It really is.
And listen, that's not even him saying one way or the other. Like, look at your hypocrisy. But anyway, back to what I was saying. So when I was a youngin', before I was the age of 18, I always thought that you play, you pay. So if you knock somebody up by accident, it doesn't matter. You bear that consequence. Now, well, I agree with you. Morally, that is the correct thing to do. Until you are put in that situation and you reevaluate your situation, I am 100% okay with people having abortions for multiple reasons. One, if you don't think that you're going to be a good parent, or not even think, like if you're in a bad place, right? Say you are homeless, or you are addicted to drugs, or all sorts of things, right? That could fit that, where you know that at the current moment you cannot provide.
If you're starting your baby in a hole,
yeah,
like if they have to dig themselves out of a hole to have a normal life,
yes.
I get what you're saying.
Then yeah, I'm all about it. Well, I shouldn't say I'm all about it. I would understand your decision. Now listen, this is a true story. I will tell you how it went down. Now I only have one child because I didn't want any, and I had one. And listen, my son's the best thing that ever happened.
One more than I was hoping for.
Yeah. But don't get me wrong. Like, looking back on it now, I'm glad that everything worked out the way it did. But when that happened, the conversation, I left it up to his mother. It's totally your decision. Mind you, I'm freaking out the whole time, praying that she says we're gonna have a Shmooshmorttions. And but
Tom, I've made my decision. Meet me at the top of the stairs. We'll talk about it.
Yes, exactly. Now, when I left the house that day, when she first told me, we had a meeting with her mother and stepfathers, the whole thing. We had agreed that we were going to have a Shmooshmortion. I went to work that afternoon because that's the type of person I am. I don't call out of work. I went to work, went back to her parents' house where her sister, and her mother were picking out baby names for this child. And I said, why are we picking out names for something we're going to kill? And the rest is history. Now I have a 12-year-old son.
It's amazing that he survived several abortions.
Yeah, right. But I will say, like, and back to my point, right? Like I said, if you feel that you're in a situation where you may not be able to provide a decent life for that child, or you're not in a good place. Listen, I wasn't in a good place. I was 18 years old, in college, working a job. I was dead broke, had nothing, had no idea what I was going to do. And I made it work. I had to work extremely hard to get out of that hole that I dug for myself.
Not only that, you also had to, it's going to sound worse than it is, but you had to rip your child away from his mother. Not because you decided to, but because it was the best chance he had.
Yeah.
And that took forever.
Yeah.
I mean, the Colin that we have today, who is an absolute fucking treasure and treat, I mean, he's going to one day realize how truly thankful he should be.
Well, I think he already sees some of that stuff. But again, we went down, no, mind you, I went down a path where I was able to take care of a child, right, and actually be a role model and all these things. She did not. So I'm thankful that I was able to outgrow that, or, overcome the hurdles that I had, because I could have been like anybody else and be like, this fucking sucks. I can get more for living out the state or whatever.
Well, and you easily could have found a partner who gave you an excuse, somebody who said, well, let's have a kid of our own, or like, it's not my kid. So, I'm not sure that I would be comfortable with him living here. You have a partner who is 100% behind you.
Yeah. 100% of the way.
In support of you being the father that Colin needs.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm very fortunate. Like, we were talking about it Monday after everybody left.
Yeah.
Like what a decent person I am, I guess. And like I don't like to like I'm what's the word?
Modest?
Modest. Like I don't think of myself as an overly great person.
All I can think of right now is the fucking the song from Never Stop, Never Stopping. The I'm So Humble. Have you ever heard that?
No. But
It's this arrogant fucking rapper rapping about how humble he is, and it's the funniest fucking thing in the world. Not because you're being arrogant, but because you said you were modest, which made me think of him saying that he was
But
humble.
no, I like to think of my like I don't think I've done anything special that anybody else couldn't do.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I also think that I have a decent set of morals that put me to do the right thing. Like I had the option to leave when she was pregnant. She said, you know, if you don't want to do this, just take off and whatever. That's not the person that I am.
No, don't fall for that. She's coming for you.
Oh, trust me, she tried to. But that never. I would be lying to say it never crossed my mind, right? But it
Mason
was
said
never.
That's the Lonely Island. I know who did the fucking song, Mason. I fucking love Andy Samberg.
But it's also like I'd be lying to say that it never crossed my mind, but it was never really an option. You understand?
Yeah.
What?
No, I'm with you.
Why are you looking at me all weird?
I didn't realize that I was.
You were like I was lying. I got a booger in my nose or something.
No, thank God you don't.
But yeah, so that's my stance on abortion. I don't know how we got in that whole thing there.
So here, okay, so I guess this would be the counterpoint to that. If that's the case, why not just give the baby up for adoption? Why kill the baby?
That's a viable option. Again, that's not my decision to make. If I decided to peace out and she decided to do it, that's up to her.
Wait, so whose decision do you feel like it is?
See, man, like here's.
Do you feel like this is my body, my choice? Like the women should have full discretion?
Pat, are you trying to get me in trouble on this podcast?
No, listen.
You want me to be 100%
My answer is I'm not willing to answer this question. So no, feel free to say
it's
that.
Not that it's a hard topic, right? Because I think if you're both in agreement to have an abortion, I'm totally okay with it.
Sure.
If you are both in agreement to keep the baby, I'm totally in agreement with it. Where the gray line is, right, is when a woman doesn't want to keep the baby, but the man does.
Right? Because if the roles were reversed, that baby gets kept, period. If the woman says, I'm not going to kill this baby, then the woman has that baby 100% of the time.
Yes. And that's where it's a gray area. And like, while I agree, she has to carry it and all those things. But at the end of the day, that's just as much his baby as it is her baby. It takes two of them to make it.
I don't. So there are very, very, very many pro-lifers out there who think that, I'm sorry, pro-choicers who think that it's, my body, my choice. The woman should have 100% of the say. But these are the same people who, not all of them, obviously, that's a very general statement, but a lot of these people also will have, they'll say Donald Trump should die. Or, this person should suffer this consequence. So they're fine with taking a life that's already in existence, that has, freedom of choice, that has their own set of thoughts and their own actual life. And they'll say that person doesn't deserve that life. I'm like, well, then what the fuck did the baby do to deserve their life? Like, if that person went through fucking grade school, the baby hasn't done that shit. This person's pretty accomplished compared to that fetus.
Is that we think logically, right? I think we both do.
Right. I think for abortion, for us to draw a hard line on abortion, we've got to take a look at a lot of different areas and say, if we go this way, then these things need to change. But if we go that way, then those things need to change.
Krista says all depends on the situations and how everything came about. Certain situations, I could completely understand the choice, in my opinion.
Interesting that Carissa would use the situations are situational defense.
That was exactly what I was going to say. Situations are situational,
And I don't disagree. The problem that we have is we run into, again, with the fucking pendulum that swings so hard. You have people who say, you should never abort a baby. Okay, well, I mean, there are some really unhealthy people who
Not only that,
shouldn't carry a baby, let alone have a baby, because it could be of detriment to both of their healths. On the other side of that, we hear this rape babies. If a baby is conceived in rape, here's the thing: less than 1% of abortions are rape babies. So that's a really tough argument to use because you're like, no, 100% of babies should be able to be aborted because 1% of them were the result of rape. Like, well, by that logic, fucking 100% of people who speed in their car should be murdered because 1% of them crash into somebody else.
yeah.
It's a piss poor argument. I understand it's not a bad point, but it's a piss poor thing to plant your flag in.
Get it, plant. Yeah, man, it's I don't know how the fuck we got talking about this, but it's it's not a topic I like to even think about, right? Like,
No.
like I don't even know what to say, man. It's
Let's move. So I did prepare.
let's
a couple
move
things.
the fuck away from this.
Yeah. This
Hey,
first
you know
one,
what you haven't prepared in a long time? I'm just gonna throw
the
it out there.
timeline.
Fuck the time. Well, I'm upset that you haven't been doing the timeline, but
I
that's
thought you preferred not doing the timeline because it was more natural.
I do, but I'd like to have things that we're gonna talk. How accurate is that reporting though, Pat? Oh, on the rape babies, that's true too.
How accurate is the less than 1%? At some point, myself and a couple other people were doing research, and that was the number at that point. Now, is that still the number? I don't know. I bet we could find out. I bet somebody could Google that and find a reputable place.
Well, I think what Erica's also saying though is, how many people are actually reporting that it was a rape baby? You know what I mean? Not just an abortion.
But that's a good point. And how many people are saying it was a rape baby when it wasn't is another good point.
Yeah.
So that number of stuff.
There's so many different.
That's an alarm that doesn't count.
Well, not only that, like how many women say they get raped when they really don't.
Oh, fish of another color, bro. Fish of another color. Now we're driving down a bumpy road and taking turns.
But I don't understand, Pat. While we're on to talk about rape, how come guys get murdered for saying they got raped? Like they get crucified. I shouldn't say murder, but you know what I mean.
What's that?
Like if a guy came forward and said I got raped, like he'd be crucified. I don't like that we have double standards.
I actually have an update on the Amber Heard Johnny Depp situation since you just brought that up incidentally. Hold on, I'm Googling right now what % of abortions were the result of rape-related pregnancy. Took a weird turn on that search.
Interesting. I feel like you should have all these facts ready to go. Doesn't make for a great podcast, Pat, when I have to sit here and just fill dead air. Nobody wants to listen to me talk. They
Holy
listen for
shit.
you. I definitely want to talk about this. Scientists successfully test drug that can kill cancer cells without damaging nearby health tissue. What are you reading? A book over there? What the fuck?
Well, the problem is that I looked this up and it's like, this says, nope. This is like,
Did we show this on the last one, Pat? This one here? Did we talk about this?
Hold on. I want to respond to Erica's question. Erica, I'm going to have to do the research. Oh, she said it's happening more and more with domestic violence towards the men. More accepted now to believe that some women are violent and crazy. Erica, in response to your question about the abortion, I have an article that looks like it's going to have the answer, but it's ungodly long. So I will do the research and I will get back to you with an answer. Not like we always say we're going to do the research. I'm actually going to read this because I'm curious. Tom's shaking his head.
For those of you
he's
listening, he's not really going to do that. Hey, maybe that'll be on Sunday's show since we're going to record
Tom, what you
it
have
tomorrow.
pulled up there is one of the ones for today's show. Before
I
you
gotcha.
get to that, because we're gonna circle back to that.
I want to, but while we're on this,
go to the email while you're doing that.
Easy bump. I want to show. Did we show this on the last show?
Oh no, we didn't. I've been waiting for this. So this is a fucking tweet that says, yes, Layla Morin was wrong to attack her partner. So this is about domestic violence against men. She says, yes, Layla Morin was wrong to attack her partner, but domestic violence by women is not the same as domestic violence by men. Just to be clear, what she's saying, this person, is that men and women pose a different physical risk to one another and shouldn't be considered the same thing. This woman, I will bet you $1,000 right now, thinks that transgender sports should be mixed. I will bet my fucking money, and I'm not saying either way. I'm not taking a stance on either of these topics. I'm saying I bet you that same woman believes that both genders should compete against each other, even though she thinks that domestic violence against one another is not the fucking same. Just throwing it out there.
Pat,
what's up, buddy?
We're going to find that fucking tweet.
And we're going to find out how she feels about it?
Yes. That's what we're going to do here on a number. As soon as we are done recording this, we are finding that fucking tweet.
Do you feel like I'm right?
Yes.
I feel like I'm right, too.
And if you are right, Pat, we're going to ask that girl.
You'll give me the $1,000?
No. We're going to ask that girl to be on the show.
I like it. Well, you know what? We'll write her a little letter, and we'll read the letter on the show. If I'm right. If not, I will eat my words.
I don't think you're going to have to eat your words.
Tom, what you have pulled up is an email I sent you.
Can I read it?
Please do. Okay. Oh, in response to Erica said, it's happening more and more with domestic violence towards the men. More accepted now to believe that some women are violent and crazy. In response to that, a few months back, we did an article where Johnny Depp was basically ridiculed and blackballed after he came out saying that Amber Heard had attacked him. He was the victim of domestic violence. Everybody laughed at him. You're a man. You can't be the victim of domestic violence. And then he provided, I think it was 78 videos. Do you remember that?
It was on Outrageous.
It was up there. 78 videos of evidence of her doing everything. She chopped the tip of his fucking finger off. She cheated on him. She tried to extort him. There was a lot of different things that she did, but she also was very physically abusive towards him. So this is a callback to that previous story. Tom? Nice.
Depp has filed a countersuit against Amber Heard, which is 5 times her reported net worth, and it seems as though she is desperate to get dirt on her ex-husband in an attempt for him to settle or throw out his defamation case. She hired a private investigator who has failed to dig up any dirt on the 56-year-old actor, and her appeal to have the case dismissed has officially been rejected. That means that Johnny Depp has sufficient evidence against Amber Heard, and the judges will most likely rule in his favor.
So, man, the sweet,
where did you screenshot this from?
Taste of fucking karma for Amber Heard, who cost Johnny Depp not just a couple roles in movies, man. She put him through the fucking ringer publicly. And if somebody does that to you or I, it sucks, right? It's life altering. If somebody does that to somebody the level of Johnny Depp, it's so much more than that. It's so much bigger because his life is that spotlight that's now got that fucking awful glow on it. So good for Johnny Depp for defending himself against, and here's the thing, Johnny Depp has the money to do it, right? There are lots of guys who get these false accusations who can't really continue to defend themselves. Johnny Depp does not back the fuck down. Johnny Depp throws up the fuck the world flag and is like, nope, we want to go head to head? We'll go head to head. That's fine. And he wins his fucking case.
Well,
I love it.
I love it too, but here's the thing, Pat. If it wasn't Johnny Depp, would he have won?
No.
Like
that's my point. But Johnny Depp has the ability to fight this. He has the time. You know, he's not restricted by work because he has the money. So he has the freedom to defend himself. And as a result of that, he scores one for the fucking good guys.
Yeah.
And I don't mean guys meaning males. I mean good team.
The good team.
That's right. What's the so hold on, before we move, I've got some good humor to mix in with these because we've got a bunch of stories that somehow you didn't know we had. I've got in front of me a picture of basically just a pig on a spit, right? So
where did you send
pig.
That one to?
I might not have sent it.
Oh.
But it says
it's
just a fucking brilliant thought. It says, I want to open a restaurant that specializes in barbecue pork butt. I'm going to call it butt stuff. So when women tell their men, let's try butt stuff, the men get super excited and then they get super disappointed. But then they get super excited again because, well, barbecue. I was like, that's fucking brilliant. It's so good.
I like it.
Everybody should try butt stuff.
Erica.
So I saw this one. I guess we're done with the funny for now. I saw this one
Why are we done with the funny?
because I'm on to my next fucking thing.
What's that?
This one is, it's
This
a picture.
When you haven't fucking sent in. How am I supposed to
Listen,
know
man,
about this stuff?
I'm constantly looking. So sometimes I just don't, like I'm in the middle of something and I'll screenshot something and be like, oh, I got to get that to Tom. And then I never do. What's good is that I'm constantly looking, bro. You're always on my mind, Tommy. Oh, Erica said, but here's the thing. If I went psycho on Tom and started beating him and he started to tell you guys that I was doing that, would you guys just say, give her a backhand? ?
If we were being serious?
Or would you really believe that he was being traumatized? You know what? It would depend on the delivery. And that's really unfair because I could trust Tom. If Tom said, like, I don't know what to do. Can I stay at your house? I'm legitimately like, I can't go home to Erica because she's on a real mean streak. I would believe Tom and I would invest in his story. So it's tough because
Situations
I know him personally.
Yeah, situations are situational, Erica.
I will say I don't recall thinking that it was fucking funny. When Johnny Depp came out and said, I'm the victim of domestic violence, I don't remember going, you're a dude. You can't be the victim of domestic violence. I remember my thought being, wow, that must be so fucking bad. If you're willing to admit it as a man, if you're willing to come out and say, like I'm the victim of domestic violence, it's got to be pretty fucking bad.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't get me wrong. 2 years from now, when like the reverse of Me Too comes out and men are constantly complaining about this, I won't feel as passionately about each one of those cases. But this first one, this spearhead to what I'm sure will be a snowball campaign like everything else is, that one I do feel like I invested in. Erica said she remembers believing him right away too. Yeah, it's just such an off-the-wall accusation to make.
Well,
if
it's because she knew that she was beating me. Of course, you believe me.
I think she's talking about the Johnny Depp or Amber Heard thing.
Oh,
nice, well played. No, this one. So, I'm gonna sneeze. Sorry, guys.
Jesus, just blew out Ryan's.
Yeah, sorry about your back speakers. This is a little girl getting a shot. And it says, if giving free shots is for the health of the nation, why aren't they giving away free insulin and chemo? Here's the thing, man. How are you going to disagree with that?
I like it.
I mean, when I saw that, I got super annoyed instantly because it's a good point. And I believe that the shots are for the good of the nation. And I'm not saying that they will be long-term because everybody's, we don't know the long-term side effects. Well, we don't know the long-term side effects of COVID either. But if the shots are our best attempt at keeping a healthy nation,
hope you do get me
Erica
later.
said, watch out, Tom. I'll get you later.
I hope you do.
If the shots are our best attempt at keeping this nation healthy, then never mind the chemo.
You want to know why, though? So I'm going to explain to you right here. Because you having this is their logic.
Because it's not contagious.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. So I was prepared for that. Because when I saw this, I was instantly annoyed, like I said. So I thought, what would the response be? And the response is, I can't give you cancer. I can't give you diabetes. That's true. That doesn't mean we shouldn't help each other, right? But also, you know what you can do? You can instantly end my life by drinking and driving or by making a bad decision while under the influence of alcohol. But we do not take steps to even kind of increase punishments on those things. So it doesn't cost the country any money, right? To enforce rules. I mean, the police are already there. We have a system in place for it.
Yeah, well, so what rule are you suggest? I'm just trying to play devil's advocate.
No, I get you. So, for example, DUIs. What's the punishment for DUIs? Is it harsh enough? Should there be a different system for DUIs? Hey, if you're between 21 and 30, there's a different set of rules for a DUI than there is for 30 and over. Like you're still a fucking idiot when you're 22. So should there be harsher punishments? Probably. Should they be across the board? I don't know. You get what I'm saying? But those things wouldn't cost money because I guarantee you the argument would be insulin costs money, chemo costs money. They're not contagious. We don't have to worry about those. What about the things that we do have in place that hurt other people that we don't make free?
Yeah, but
what about fucking flu shots that
So
I'm pretty
here's
sure
the
are
thing,
not
right?
fucking free? Our insurance company pays for them.
Well, same thing with the vaccine. Your insurance company is paying for that vaccine.
How the fuck do they know what insurance I have?
I had to give all my insurance information to the hospital when
You know what? In hindsight, I feel like I did too. But if you were uninsured, you were still covered.
Well, of course.
Can you go get a flu shot with no insurance?
I'm sure you can.
Are you?
I'm not positive, but I'm sure you can.
And this goes across the board. Why are condoms not free?
They
should be free everywhere you go.
Well, I don't. Well, then here's the thing: the company would never make them. Like,
make a better one. Make a superior condom. Make a product that is better than what you're getting for free.
Yeah, but why? They're getting paid for the one that they're like.
Well, and not
You
only
can
that,
get-
that's like saying the companies aren't getting paid for the vaccine. They absolutely are. The government's paying them. So the government can pay for the fucking condoms.
They do in places like Planned Parenthood where you can go get condoms for free.
Meh.
You can. You can get condoms for free.
All right, so on a Saturday night, when you decide to get frisky with a lady, there's a Planned Parenthood you can run to?
No, you should have thought ahead. I'm just saying. Like, what I'm saying is, I'm not like, I don't believe in universal health care. I don't think that's a great idea. But I do understand what you're saying. Like, no family should have to go broke and sell everything they have to help a sick person in our house. We need healthcare reform in the worst way. Do I think it's universal healthcare? No, I do not. But I think there are things that we need to fix where I agree with you. You should not go broke having to pay for chemotherapy for a family member that has cancer. Or, one of Erica's friends, they're doing a benefit for her so she can get a wheelchair because she has ALS, so that she can get in and out of a van. Like, all those things, like, those things should be covered. Those are life-changing things, and I agree with you. But there are places for people to get contraceptives and stuff like that for free if they're really, like, if they really can't afford to do it. Like,
Listen, I'm throwing quick examples out there. And yes, there are places you can get those. I'm with you. There are also places where you can go for help with your alcohol problem. AA is free.
I'm not disagreeing.
My point is, there are so many things that we could do for the well-being of this country. But with the vaccine, they're like, if you don't do this one thing, then there will be, you'll be treated differently. You'll have to, continue to do this or continue to do that, or you can't do this or you can't do that. Don't get me wrong. I'm vaccinated. So it's a moot point as far as I'm concerned. But when I saw the fucking meme, I was like, man, it's a really fucking solid point.
I agree with the point that's in the meme. I do. I do not agree with you.
What the fuck? I'm just making the point in the meme.
Yeah, but you're trying to go so much deeper.
I'm not really. I'm just saying, if the government is willing to help us with this thing, if we compared the number of lives that cancer has taken, or diabetes has taken, or alcohol has taken, or heroin addiction has taken,
I think if you look it up if you take COVID, in a calendar year, the amount of life it's taken over 500,000 just Americans.
No, I'm not talking about a calendar year. I'm talking about.
Well, COVID hasn't been around as long as all those other things.
I understand that.
So you can't compare.
I can, because if you say, well, COVID has been around a shorter time, so it's a bigger problem. Well, okay, I see your point. But if heroin has killed 10 times the number of people, does it matter that it was over a longer period of time?
Absolutely. Because if COVID kept in I don't agree with this, but their point of view is COVID killed 500,000 people last year. In the last 12 months, it's killed 500,000 people.
Yeah.
Okay? So if it keeps killing 500,000 people per year, it's going to kill more people than all of those things.
Or we would gain an immunity to it. Herd immunity, right?
I agree with you.
That could happen.
Yeah.
What we did was we took the precaution to eliminate the danger. Right?
I'm not disagreeing with you.
But we don't eliminate other dangers. We're selling cigarettes over the counter. We're selling alcohol over the counter. We're not eliminating those dangers. In fact, we're encouraging them. We're taxing them.
No, I don't know if they're. Well, I get what you're saying. That's the other thing.
We
Pat,
make you
is
pay
that
for the cigarettes and then the chemo. The chemo.
I'm
camo.
not
We
disagreeing
make
with
you pay for the cigarettes and then the camouflage to hide with them.
I'm not disagreeing with you, Pat. What I'm saying is, I don't think we're comparing apples to apples. That's all I'm saying.
Well, okay, give me something that's similar to fucking COVID, and we'll compare them.
Well, so that's what I'm saying. Is you can't be like, okay, they gave everybody a free vaccine who didn't have health insurance, because I'm sure my health insurance paid for the fucking vaccine. But either way, they gave everybody free COVID shots, but there's been nothing like it ever in 100 years.
There are countries who performed very well fighting for herd immunity and not closing their doors, correct?
To be honest with you, Pat,
We're so far from looking at that shit every day that I don't even remember what the countries were.
one of them was China.
All right, something tells me that number might be skewed. While we're at it, I don't believe North Korea's numbers. I'm just saying, Kim Jong Il should just ban fucking COVID because it's too American.
Fact.
Up there with fucking jean jackets and mugs.
But I don't know. I understand your point, Pat. I'm not saying I don't, but at the same time, like it's not the same. And to be honest with you, I don't believe our reporting on the numbers. I don't believe anybody's reporting on the numbers because somebody always has something to hide.
Well, not only that, but we have like the medical facilities, the nursing homes and stuff saying right away, yeah, we were told to fudge our numbers by our bosses because we got, a financial incentive to have more cases. So we already know the numbers are fucked.
Yeah.
My point is, if the government all of a sudden magically cares about the American people,
they don't.
Then why the fuck aren't they limiting more risks?
They don't. Like that's the whole. That's why you have these people out there saying, "Oh my God, there's microchips in the vaccine," and "Oh my God, you're gonna die." And listen, I'm not even 100% comfortable with the fact that I put a fucking vaccine in my arm for this because
I could care less.
I know that you don't. Well, and I'm kind of dealing with the fact that at the end of the day, dude, I'm gonna fucking die no matter what. Like, who cares if I end up with a third head? You know what I mean? Thanks, Pfizer.
Did you say a third head?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Come on.
I didn't realize you were counting your penis.
Well, it's a head. Look at my bit.
Fair.
But look, it's all a fucking game, Pat. It's all a game. Nobody cares.
I agree. So,
do you think fucking VP couldn't even come out and say, "Let's remember all the fallen soldiers that we've had and enjoy your long weekend"? She couldn't even bother to say that. You think she gives a fuck about anybody but herself?
I do not.
Okay.
For the record, that's not because I'm against the VP. I think all of the politicians have one person in mind.
Themselves.
That is correct.
I'm against all of them. Just so clear.
They can't even get on the same page, like to who should be like the emperor of the country that doesn't have an emperor. They're like, I should run this country. Every last fucking one of them is just like, I should run this country. Everything I think is best for everybody. I know what's best.
It's all a game, Pat.
I went to fucking Harvard.
I don't know why you're getting me all upset about this.
Don't get upset. We'll turn the news to the positive. A couple weeks ago, we did a story about a scanner for bread, right? And this bread scanner. Why do you not remember this?
I don't think we did this story, Pat.
Really? Did we overlook this story? Did I not send it to you?
Pat, I have an amazing memory, and I remember talking about some fucking scanner for bread.
It's related to cancer. Do you not remember that? Oh, all right. Well, quick recap. Let me help you.
Quick recap. Let me help you. Why don't you explain to me the story you never sent me?
That's what I'm saying. Let me help you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
I don't mean remind you. If we didn't talk about it, we didn't talk about it.
Fucking
either
asshole.
China or Japan, I don't remember what fucking country.
You can't trust either of them, okay?
Basically.
They're Asian. Obviously, we hate Asians, though.
In bakeries, obviously, just like in America, if something's wrapped, it's looked at as kind of not fresh or not as fresh as it could be. So they don't wrap their breads. They sell them fresh. As a result, a new cashier, now you don't have a wrapper, which means you don't have a barcode, which means you can't scan it, you can't price it, you can't do all of these things. So a new cashier at one of these bakeries is really in for a rude awakening on their first day of work when they have to learn all these different fucking bread types. These like 7 different croissants that look the exact same, but they need to know the difference, and they need to know that they're different prices because they have different ingredients. So somebody invented a scanner that, no shit, not making this up, scans the fucking bread. It picks up the cells in the bread and it gets it to the register with the proper price and the name of the bread. Coincidentally, scientists figured out that this scanner can scan cells and tell which cells are cancerous. It can identify cancerous blood cells because somebody wanted to make cashing out bread more easily. We figured out that we could scan fucking blood cells. So, in a related story, not directly related, but similar, we have an article that by Joseph Curl on the Daily Wire. Scientists successfully tested a drug that can kill cancer cells without damaging nearby healthy tissue. Tom, we're going to see the cure to cancer in our lifetime. I'm positive of it. We've got the people up at MIT they're creating microscopic robots that they can program to go fight cancerous areas of your body. We've got bread scanners telling us which cells are cancerous. And now we've got this drug that can attack the cancerous cells without attacking the healthy cells. We're going to watch the death of cancer in our lifetime. I'm super excited for it. And it also, there was about a 50-50 shot that I was going to die on an oxygen machine. There is a 100% chance now I die with an oxygen machine, Tom. COPD's taking me out.
You seem awfully excited about that.
It's nice to know how I'm going to go.
I hope you get hit by a bus.
Well, me too. At least I wouldn't see it coming.
Or you would.
Huh? Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's a good point. Happened quick. What the fuck?
Real quick.
Did you read that article about the... I mean, we're really a headline show, but the first sentence really speaks volumes. Scientists in Scotland. Oof.
Scary, right?
Just imagine how that conversation went. You think the scientists wear kilts?
Probably.
Nice. And lab coats? Like kilts, like a lab coat over their kilt?
Yeah.
You think it like...
I bet you they're plaid too, the lab coats.
Do you think at the end of the day, they, like, instead of having like a bell that goes off like in a classroom, they play bagpipes?
Hey, back to the wrestling thing.
Hold on. I'm picturing this Scottish lab, and I like it. I want to be a Scottish scientist.
Back to the wrestling thing, Pat.
Sure. I don't know how we're going back to wrestling. Do you mean from several days ago?
Yeah, because when I left your house on Sunday, I came home and I watched. Have you seen this Missing Treasures?
Oh, the show that Triple H started?
Yeah.
I have not. I think it's a great idea. I would not be interested.
Why not?
Because like the things that I collect are the things that I'm interested in. I won't order a signed autograph picture online.
No,
I want to go meet the celebrity.
No, that's not what they're going for. What they're
going for rare pieces of wrestling memorabilia.
Not so, but it's specific to the wrestler, right?
Yeah.
So like Mick Foley, his plaid. This is how I got it. I said they're probably wearing plaid lab coats.
Gotcha. You said plaid kilts, but I get you.
No, I said they're probably, because the kilts are usually plaid.
Oh, you think the lab coats are? Ooh, I hope not. That's a lot of plaid.
But anyway, you know how Foley wore that cut off plaid jacket?
He wore several of them.
Yes, but he had one that he wore for years. It was the original one. So like they sent Mick out to find that, or the original Sacco, the original one from the hospital room with Vince McMahon. But
that is legitimately just his fucking.
But that's something that you want to have in this WWE memorabilia museum.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So they're taking specific wrestlers and their specific things, and then they're saying like they must have leads on these people that collect it. Like there was this dude.
Yeah, call Conrad Thompson. He has everything.
I don't think
Conrad Thompson's collection of wrestling shit is so fucking ridiculous. I mean, down to like Ric Flair's robes and boots.
But like, so the last guy who had the jacket, like Eric was watching this with me. He pulls it out of a fucking box.
It's not even on display. What a piece of shit.
Well, he barely had anything. So kind of went.
Tim McCaffrey on the show says more of the story behind it was cool to watch the show, kind of like this when I remember it's on. Oh, wow. That's definitely a reference to this podcast.
Yeah, I don't get
More of the story behind it was cool to watch the show. Kind of like this when I remember it's on. So Tim McCaffrey also watched your memorabilia show.
Yeah. So the guy pulls it out of a fucking box in his room that he has like some shit out. Like, so he must have called him. He's like, "Oh, I gotta pull out some stuff."
Yeah.
But so it's inside a box. He pulls it out. He's like, "Oh, I can't part with that." And he's like, Erica's like, "It was in a fucking box, dude." Like,
no, and he's just building value. Oh, I can't really get rid of this.
Yeah.
Like,
So
what if we double our offer?
No, so they offered him a shitload of money, but they also took him. He lived in New Jersey, so they took him to Stanford.
Into the basement?
Into the basement and showed him around. And then he traded it for cash and the 2x4 wrapped in barbed wire that was lit on fire.
Yeah.
From that match. There was only one of them.
Right.
And he traded it for that.
Well, why did they give that up?
Because I don't think they feel like they probably felt like the jacket was more important.
Valuable, I guess.
Yeah, more important than that 2x4 wrapped in wire.
Okay.
Going back to the beginning, apparently they caught the guy who was shooting buildings in Southington. Apparently he is some 74-year-old guy.
You know, now that Mason said that, I did hear that he was an older guy. So they definitely found him at least this morning at the latest.
Well, maybe he had dementia or something.
Whatchamacallit? So the other thought, the barbed wire wrap 2x4, there's been several of them. I wonder if that was the original. Because if it was the original, maybe it would have been more valuable. Maybe this was just one that he used at a specific
No, they
match.
said that was one of a kind. So I think it was the one that was lit on fire.
Well, no, there were several lit on fire. What I'm saying is maybe that was the one that was lit on fire at Hell in a Cell in '99 against this guy. You know, there are a dozen that have been lit on fire. This one is the only one that was lit on fire at that event. Kind of like a part of the ring mat. This is part of the ring mat from WrestleMania 38.
Did you know that Mick Foley made some of those tacos, and they had a guy that actually did.
Mick Foley absolutely made the original Sacco and several more.
Yeah, but then they had like a designer of some sort make.
Sure.
And he explained the differences in them.
Okay,
like,
what were the differences?
Pretty much like the shapes of the mouth and stuff like that. But it's still like, it's fucking awesome.
Listen, I don't give a fuck who you are. This motherfucker stuffed that thing in his fucking tights.
And then
even if he put it on the outside of his underwear, you're still talking about a sock that has been in this man's fucking pants.
And then he
shoves it in your mouth. Mason said, I have a piece of a WrestleMania ring mat. See, there you go.
So like 100 million other people. Calm down.
Wow.
I think Pat has a piece of that somewhere.
If I do, it's coincidental, and I did not fucking ask for it. I'm sure it's a very nice piece if I have one. It's probably like with a picture or something. But those things, so if I get a fucking ring mat, then I need to know, like what that card was, and then I need to seek out at least one of the people on that card and have them sign that piece. Not the ring mat itself, but the piece that it's a part of. Because it means nothing to me if I haven't had a conversation with you. I don't know why, but like I have
a prima donna. I get it.
I have a drinking glass of Demolition, Axe and Smash, but I wouldn't carry anything Axe and Smash if I didn't get the chance to meet Axe and Smash.
So listen. So at the end of the episode,
shout out to Axe and Smash.
At the end of the episode,
yeah,
Mick early in the episode strikes up a deal with Stephanie.
Yeah,
to reenact the hospital scene.
Nice.
With Vince. So they get him to go in and make him balloons and shit. And then, because remember, after that, Stone Cold pops out and hits him in the head with the bedpan.
With a very solid hit.
Yeah. That was part of Stone Cold's documentary, too.
About how he just hit it in the sweet spot?
No, but he said, Vince saw me, I'm walking around hitting myself in the head.
Trying to find the sweet spot?
Like, trying to find a spot where it's not going to do the most damage.
Oh.
That's why he was practicing.
In my head, I was thinking to find out where it would make the most noise. On the bedpan, not on his head.
No. He's trying to find where he can hit Vince, where it's not going to kill him.
Fucking forehead.
So, and he goes, Stone Cold's not with you, right? It was funny. Anyway.
Mason said, I think you do have a part of the ring mat from WrestleMania.
Yes, that's where it was from.
It's from the WWE 2K18 Deluxe box. Mason, confession, I don't buy the deluxe box of WWE.
Oh my
unless,
god! And you call yourself a fan? You're fucking disgusting.
Well, here's why. Because
You're
it comes with
fucking
something.
disgusting.
It comes with something that means nothing to me.
You
Like
mean nothing to me.
a piece of Ric Flair's robe. Unless I'm meeting Ric fucking Flair, I don't care about his robe.
You ever hear the story about how Triple H had to cut off Ric Flair during his
Retirement speech?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
fucking great story. I saw that when I was. I don't know why I'm so into all this stupid shit all of a sudden.
Because it's nostalgia. Even though it's new information for you, it's bringing you to a place that you loved being in.
Oh damn! Mason ordered it for you.
Yeah, you did. It was the John Cena box. I remember ordering it for you because it was John Cena. 2018 was John Cena? There's no fucking way.
So it doesn't mean nothing to you because Mason got it for you. Real fucking nice.
I don't think Mason bought it for me. I think Mason got it because I couldn't get to the store, is what he's saying.
No, it sounds
You
like
fucking
Mason
asshole.
bought it for you as a gift. That's what it sounds like to me. And
Mason,
you're saying, fuck
thank
your
you
gift.
for getting me that very extravagant gift that you never got me.
Sounds like you hate Mason. All right. Anyway, Pat, you ready to wrap this up?
Are we done?
I think we're done, bro. We still got shit to do. Pat, let me ask you this. So we're going to record Sunday's episode tomorrow, Pat and I decided, because we both have shit. Well, Pat has shit going on Sunday. So we're going to put in the second part of the episode that got cut off from the storm. But we're going to record something tomorrow night. Pat, I was going to ask you, should we do it live?
The show tomorrow?
Yeah.
Mason said, Pat is right. I spent $0 of my dollars. No, we should not.
All right. So
not because I don't like doing the show live, but because we're doing such a weird episode, we're going to have to cut and, start. And you remember how choppy the last one would have been or was because we were live?
Well, the last one
on Sunday when we recorded, but then we had to go back and
it wasn't choppy at all. It flowed perfectly.
Our workload was choppy because we had to go back and forth.
Yeah, that's not going to be a problem, dude. We're going to record something for a half an hour. We're going to end it, and then I'll do the rest.
Time you do everything anyways.
I know.
We're not doing any more of these stories. We're done. What time is it?
Dude,
holy fuck.
Yeah, you want to keep going, Pat?
Oh my God, how did it get so late so fast?
I mean, we've been live now for an hour and 20 minutes. We're an hour and 15 minutes into the podcast.
All right, let's do this. No, I don't even want to go over headlines. No. We don't have time for this bullshit. I'm done. All right, I just opened up my phone and there's news of Miss Elizabeth again. Every day's a good day, Tom. Every day's a good day.
Yeah, say it or what, bro?
I say good day.
Why? Why do you have to drag it up? I don't get it. So Griff hates listening to our suicide prevention reading.
Well, let's do different topics.
Well, I think it's important to do suicide prevention reading. Pat, you won't come over anytime other than when we're doing the podcast to do anything for the podcast. You demanded that I downloaded Fruity Loops onto your PC at your house, and you have not opened it once other than the time that I was there. And you said, I'm going to work on this later, and never opened it again.
I don't think you understand that I have not done anything at all. It's not just Fruity Loops. Oh, what the fuck is this? That's in front of me, on the road.
Just so you know, we're still alive on the internet.
That's fine. There's a human being in that. I drove up next to it just to see. I'm not kidding you. This thing, you could run over and just kick it over onto its side. This thing was going fucking 25, 30 miles an hour.
It's like one of those little...
It's like a fucking go-kart.
We don't know when Fire Car comes out yet.
No, we do. Hold on.
Oh, no, he does. The other day, he told me that.
No, that was true then. This is true now. October 7th, from what I have. which means somewhere around Christmas because they'll keep pushing it.
Hey, live stream. We're up.
I say good day.